Heard that song by Marty Robbins, "Meet Me Tonight in Laredo." Last night I watched the end of a movie called, because I've never seen the end of it. I've seen portions of it, so I sat and watched the end of it. And you're actually like rooting for Marlon Brando to get away with the little Mexican girl that he meets and gets pregnant. Katie Gerardo's daughter. And it works out that way. It's one of those movies where, yeah, hey, they're not doing the moral story with the bad guy. It's more like Meet Me Tonight in Laredo by Marty Robbins. And you're watching the movie, and then as you sit and you watch it, as you hear that song too, it's like, no, it doesn't go away. Okay. Told them that he'd been an outlaw and he had to send her away. And now at their own hacienda, how does that last? How does that last? There's still people that come and steal your cattle. There's still people that come and say you owe us money to live here. This is your taxes, and we're going to build a railroad. And how does that last? And then you still have to. If you're in ancient times, you have to work your ass off. Unless you have enough kids to work with you to maintain everything you just need to live. Back in ancient times, you know how it was. You got to get enough cattle together. You got to watch all those cattle. You got to plant all your crops. You got to make sure the weather's right. Then when you get into a good spot, you're in Mexico in your own hacienda. People are going to come steal it. You got to get Ned Nylander to come and protect your food and your woman, or El Guapo and his gang's going to come try to. And so you watch, those movies, and it's like it's based on pure fantasy because there's no global relationship that we have that doesn't require the Justice League or the Fantastic Four or the Avengers, okay, to keep us all safe from the bad people. Okay. And that's, that's an ancient story, and you think to yourself, well, they could have gone this. Yeah, but it still would have been the Unforgiven. He gets a good girl. She goes off. She gets this. He works for a health to take care of the kids with her. She gets a disease and dies. And then he's raising the kids by himself. And he needs extra money to pay for the civilization coming. And he has to go take the money from these prostitutes to go kill the guy who killed the prostitute in Wyoming, and kill Gene Hackman, and get Morgan Freeman killed in the process. And so you sit there and you just you got to ask yourself, punk, do I feel lucky, right? And it's like, it just sucks. It seems like it's this never-ending story, and people always tell you, well, it's never gonna end. They're never gonna be. We have a global network of communication. We don't have a global economy. Money's not real. Now, we don't need to build houses piled on top of each other to be prisoners of a global economy. Okay, that's strictly no in the Holy Quran. Okay, piling people on top of each other to provide the stroking of the egos of the Antichrist is bad. Okay, we build houses, we build them to last, but we build them. It's like the Greeks are we build them they're for human beings, to be human beings together, and to honor the beauty of life intelligently together. Right? And giving kids things to play with. When you see the toys and they're all based on violence, aggression, and war, you go, oh my gosh, especially the boys, right? And then the women look sexually desirable to attract the violent male. You're like, wow, that's really bad. It's very bad. Okay. Why don't the toys have things about people that work on a farm? When I was a kid, when we were in the Mormon church, my mom bought us, we had this Fisher Price stuff. And one was a house, one was a school, and one was a barn. That was one of our main play toy things when I was a kid. Now, when I got older, I got cowboys and Indians. I did get soldiers sometimes, but I didn't like that as much. Because you got put in organized groups. I did have the cavalry things and stuff like that, but you got put in organized groups to go fight and kill over what you wanted. Okay, the cowboys and Indians, it was more like hacking it out in the wilderness. And then I would get them and play, and like I do on the TV shows with, Cheyenne and, have gun will travel, read the card of a man. I didn't have the secular cowboys versus Indians. I had the good guys, and then, every once in a while there's a bad guy. He's causing trouble. We got to, stop him or assimilate him to the group. All right. So my stories were a lot more like the hopefulness on the TV even when I played. It wasn't just kill, violence, go kill the frogs, go kill the bird, go kill, and then the girl, hey, Gaston, oh, with the triplets that want to have Gaston because he's so gorgeous and, well, what a guy, Gaston, right? And we've got to stop the conditions for Gaston, and the only way to do that is forgive, debt, and trespass, and love one in eternal faithful peace, all right? Now, the technology is getting better at me being able to calm myself down and have less sarcasm in my reaction and less, and more encouragement to do the right thing than it was before because of the constant, presence of sarcastic, obnoxious, I know better and I'm smarter than you scientist in my life. And it has a horrible effect on us. It makes us, we constantly, it's a fight. Okay. Now, the reason why you love your enemy is because he has no other choice but to assimilate to your perfection. Because it's public, everybody knows. Okay. If you hate your enemy, you become your enemy, and then you become him, and he's not worthy of your love. And then when you hate him and try to kill him, you're not worthy of your love anymore either. Right? We're correcting quantum computing, guys. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Share, care, give in accordance to need, build to last. Forgive debt and trespass, love one another, eternal, faithful peace. This is the apocalypse. Okay. I know they are compromising your health with a new round of respiratory issues because of aggressive, violent, economic behaviors. You could count on that the moment they all voted and got the thing for Donald Trump to be president, and he was going to do aggressive, archaic, violent things for economic stimulation, and he was going to drop the gas prices and things like that. That's all to kill you. That's all to get you busy and feeling like, all right, we're going to make lots of money building cars and driving cars. Okay, and then go back and, whoa, Dr. Hoovy. And so I knew that was coming. That's why they gave me until the 24th. It's like, now you got to sleep, exercise, and sleep. And you got to focus on your immune system. I know you're trying to help other people that they're trying to kill, like Kat's mom and stuff like that they're doing another round of it again. It's coming sooner than later with this administration because it's already, the environment is already, has reaction to the action. Okay, so you got to be ready, and you got to be, So I know I got to sleep, and they will give you September 24th. Okay, today's the 23rd. So I know most people would have. No, I was doing connections to the Temple Set Illuminati to try to save as many people in the Temple Set Illuminati from having to be exterminated by any kind of technology as I could. Yeah, the people that sexually abused and compromised my family and mindfuck everybody in their dreams, so they wake up and they go into survivalist mode instead of believe in me. And yeah, I'm trying to save people there. because not everybody is there on their own will. A lot of people joined the group and thought, this is the greatest business deal I ever made, and then got in and went, oh, fuck. They were totally naive, and they didn't have especially people from large metropolitan areas where the brain activity is so survivalist mode. In the rural areas, if you have kind people and you're encouraged to, the thing with my house was radically different, was we didn't have the tribal secular interest. It was there. It was there. And if I had had another mother, which I can't, that would have given in more to the tribal secular, we have to do the, choose the right and all that stuff. If I had a mother that was more choose the righty, I'd been more in the Charlie Kirk wheelhouse and less in that shit's fucked up, bro. Can't you see that the little migrating families are getting fucked to death by bad science projects for money? The hell's wrong with you? So, okay, so, no, so I had that mother that, the Sam Cooke mother, he likes Lola Falana mother, I had that mother that, encouraged us to, marry the Mexican girl and then try to not kill Carl Malden and then come back and marry Katie Gerardo's daughter, right, and have a baby, right? So that was my mom, right? The redheaded lady that, that loved people. My dad was more tribal. But if someone's a good person, you can trust them and they'll be your friend, but they got to share your values. Okay. And my mom, if the group's values are soldier's last letter, you need to get up and stand for that Lord's Prayer. But they'll all kill you. Don't do it. Yeah, my mom was, she was a mugwump, her mug on one side and a wump on the other, and I always thought it was my dad. Like, no, it was your mother. My mom was the one that, join the group and do what's right by the group. The Mormons are good people. They got good values. They're all bigots. So, let's leave the group. Like I used to tell my dad about Southern rights in the South when I was a kid. I said, Dad, there's lots of things in there that are good, but if you put slavery in it, that's like a really beautiful package with dog shit. And no matter how beautiful the package is, states' rights and freedom, then this is just, if you don't give them to everybody, if you have the morals and the morals don't apply to everybody the same, then it's dog shit. And so you can't, it all comes smelling like dog shit. You can have really the nicest shoes in the world, but if you stepped on dog shit, it's dog shit, right? And then you get all these people and say, have you ever been in a group of black folk? Okay. My people, Zora Neale Hurston, right? Yeah. They be the same way. It's just, if they were the economic controllers, okay, just go back to Egypt, man. I'm going to have 5,000 of these slaves killed to take care of my wife in the sky. That's a big monument to my penis because I dominate everybody, just like the Washington Monument. Yeah, that's where the white folks got it from. Was from the black folks, like that article in Johnson magazine, the Ebony, you ever, white cats copying black cats. Yeah, just look at the family of England and go look at the Nile Valley. Go figure. Okay. All right, so I love you, man. We'll talk later. All right. Trust me, quantum computing knows. Okay. I love you. All right. Peace out.